new technology, innovative, something or other. It's like, well, let's see. Sewer is just, sewer. Water pipelines are water pipelines. It's digging a trench, put the pipe in the ground, covering it back up. All this stuff is just basic pipeline stuff.
I had a question
Meat and
for you.
potatoes. It's just money and effort.
I take it that's his personal email, or no?
It is.
Okay, and then, are these cell numbers or no? Where they
Let
all
me know
go
when you
to
find a
the-
source for 9mm ammo. It's not an arm and a leg.
Well, if you're nice to me, I'll sell you a few rounds.
That's a cell.
I've got about 2,000, I think.
That's like bare minimum stock, isn't it?
Well, that's the way I feel about it, but.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I only have a few hundred, so.
Or did I give you there something?
I rented the range for there's the two
No,
day
I guess, not
law
really.
enforcement force, and then we
I was
got one
actually
on
looking at it
Saturday.
more,
Or you're starting up that,
more of my
the
familiarization
law
of my
enforcement
job
officer
in the
shooting thing, I
city.
mean, you're out there?
And I just saw that was
Eighth and ninth, they got a
personal, and I was just
they're,
like,
they're kind of from everywhere, which is, we got San Joaquin County, so we got Stanislaus.
At our range?
At our range,
Yeah.
as he always.
I thought our range needed some help and improvements and.
Well, we wanted to, but then all of a sudden it was like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, well, what the hell?
So, but what you can do, and what we should do, is we ought to get pop-ups
I'm not
and
new on this.
tables out there with another Connex, and then that way they can just continue to use it,
Facebook.
and have the,
That was hit.
every time we go out there, I drag out tables, I
Didn't get a
drag out
chance to look.
pop-ups, and we set everything up.
Everybody loads up trucks and SUVs and brings crap.
Yep.
Posted or
So,
done anything.
it's
Roberto.
perfectly functional for,
Response to him.
what's happening out there, but they need some new targets, they got some steel.
That was one of those recent
need-
updates to the
It's a wire system.
councilman.
I was looking online and I found some stuff for a few targets.
Social
set up.
media.
It's like
Commented social media.
500 steel or something, I don't know, it looked like it should.
Now,
9
can
million,
be
no problem.
considered.
It's like, well, that'd be kinda fun to take out and hear it blink.
They're expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not that expensive.
Okay.
Couple, $300, I'd have no problem spending the money for steel targets and the piping to build this thing.
Yeah.
Figure out, 4.5 foot up or something, or 5 foot tall, and get some height on it and shoot chest level, at 4.5 foot or whatever it is.
Well, and out there too, that wire system, all you need to do is you could sink the tubes, and then you could use the metal
I don't know how that.
2x4.
Okay.
Pop it in there with cardboard on it, and it's probably a better system. The wire's not bad, kind of move parts where you need.
Clips and stuff, the one at the sportsman's club was horrendous and
However,
dropped down, it was.
yeah, how would,
So
like,
that-
that kind of stuff,
So,
what do you think is the best?
Brian Arnold was telling me that they've redone the pistol range, and it's also rifle range out there.
The club, yeah.
The rifle, it's not that long.
Are you a member out there?
No, I used to be.
Your brother is, though.
My
right?
brother cooks for him.
So are you a member out there?
Not yet, I wanna be, I was out
What's
there.
it cost to join?
$250 to join and then like $100 a year. So once you join, it's like $8 a month to go out and play.
Because
Well-
Modesto Rifle Club, finally, I've been on the list for them, and they finally emailed me, but now I'm kinda like, I don't even. I
That's the
could
one
go-
in Riverbank,
Yeah,
down by the river. I've been to that one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
it's, but I don't,
How much is that?
it's like $250 to join, and I don't, but then you have to do certain things throughout the year.
I don't wanna deal with that. I don't wanna eat fresh.
They request you go out and buy a couple of barbecue dinners, so it's like, yep, they're good, so.
The nice thing about
if you
the-
swing by and pick it up to go on the way home, it's not so
Well,
bad.
the local gun club here, our sportsman, has been inundated with people from Modesto. It's not really Escalon
It's
Sporting
not the
Club.
same thing anymore.
No.
Uh,
It's Modesto Sportsman Club in
They
Escalon.
won't listen
But
to
Brian Arnold's the
some of those people.
Right.
currently,
Yeah.
so I keep, talking to him, because it is nice to have a range that you could go to, and,
Hell, close like that? Yeah.
but,
It's like 4 minutes from my house.
But the nice thing is they're gonna have a pistol range. I like that.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not shooting that much rifle. I mean, I'll go there with 223 and shoot a few rounds, but I like to get the pistol time in.
Everybody's different.
There's guys,
Okay.
But I'd like to have, where we donate some of the movables, targets to them.
Who
Wouldn't it be nice to have
invited
a
you?
track out there where they have
It's
you?
moving along, she,
Things out at that.
she's lost 8 pounds, cause she can't.
You
keep
can lie all you
herself
want.
Down.
Well,
different targets
are they gonna
and stuff,
restrict
but
this or are they
She
gonna?
Yeah,
just
so
turned
that's
10 this
like
past week.
the shade structures and
She
stuff.
came back from the
Just
hospital
what?
from her first round of
Okay, we need
chemo
some
on
plastic.
Tuesday.
oh, the dude that wanted your,
Oh,
tell them to leave.
That's
Big
fine.
things we need.
If people like that don't leave, and then I'm working from home,
Storage.
I'll go over and I'll remove them.
Certainly
That would be
a left
nice.
turn, our life, everyone's life just took a left turn.
Like I was telling mom, you just tell them,
Um,
Place to.
I can
it's
negotiate for this
metastatic,
number,
so
after
it's
that, you get a
spread.
deal with my son.
Type 4, but treatable.
Send them on their way.
Um,
Well, when I wanted to move that dirt, make that range widen down, they said, oh, you can't move the mountain. What the hell?
It's really hard to
Why not?
connect. It's
There's- yeah.
vascular, rump, Rhombosarcoma?
There's always, you know, the more you try to
Up to
do. this,
3,500
the
pretty
more
quick, it
waste
sounded
of
like.
time.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Which means it's worth 5.
the
You can
stuff,
sell it for
you know,
5
if you
all
get
day
a
long.
pop-up, Get a couple pop-ups out there, that's
Sure.
a couple $100. Get the folding tables, a vase, that's another $100. I mean, for a few $100, you can have.
Yeah, so he's willing to do something quick to burn, because he'd
Here's
buy
another
it from
idea.
you and he
The Lions
would put
Club
it,
could do a fundraiser.
he wouldn't do the official transfer
them.
and wouldn't fill it. See,
Get a
that's where you have to
couple
really,
grand
on those kind of
Yeah,
people, you
she's
have to
a
fill it out
high-risk
for them
gambler
and
to
send it
come
off to
back.
force their name on the paperwork, don't release it.
She's such a
Because
good
they're gonna try
little
and
girl,
not
you
do
know? It's
file
like,
transfer and have to do it again, because they don't wanna deal with it, they just wanna
Rent it out.
quickly turn it,
Health
so.
Security,
Who does?
so the PD.
Oh, I didn't know
generates
that.
So,
Good idea.
so
Yeah, it's gonna get more fun stuff.
$250,
Hey.
Yeah.
$250
Good.
range,
Yeah.
and then give some money back to
It's
them.
thick.
I was,
Kinda thick tonight.
Yeah.
but now,
Well, who
Better
are
watch
you?
YouTube later.
Yeah, it's like my wife
figure
said,
out if we
you just
can
gotta
get
get to
YouTube on your TV.
acceptance real fast. That's all you can.
You might be able to.
Yeah,
yeah, so,
yeah, they're
If we get
moving
a- if we
forward
get a
on the
wireless-
building
I've got a
edition.
you know, but I
I wonder if there's a way with a,
Robert?
you can't
I might be able
Stuff.
to go.
do anything.
That's what you said. That's
Stuff, more stuff.
Might want to.
But you know what?
It's
We
not
need
gonna
to
be
look
that
into
expensive.
that. There's something wrong with that deal.
I'm a little bit concerned about that, because this is for businesses, businesses aren't exactly here, it's
What
like,
other land do we own besides that out there?
That's,
Yeah,
come all over.
there.
that's,
It
Mike
gets real
mentioned that
tax.
the other day.
Not the first one, no.
I want to put a solar panel there, but they kind of shut that down. They moved around everywhere else, which is fine.
Chamber Nation, they do some sort of, web-based business promotions. People coming
And
through
they'll
town,
give a
they
shade,
know
too.
that they can come down Main Street to
An
this
extra
coffee shop.
panel.
that
Did
has
you get my email as a business
that
owner?
They showed me.
Regarding,
The line right there on the road, St. John, they can do it right there. One of the guys told me,
did you send it like a week and a half ago?
will we do that power get back
sure.
down?
Last Monday.
Or actually go back, that's.
Because I
they
didn't
might
wanna
not
send
know.
it too early.
I'm sure it, I'm sure.
Or no, no, that's
Okay,
PG.
alright.
No, no, it's PG over there. That's PG.
Well, I didn't get any responses. But I see that they all went out and my sent me.
A lot of the savvier businesses already have that online
Yeah.
presence, and some of
I
them,
mean, yeah, and
that's
it's-
one thing I was talking about the other day with Kip.
So, yeah, it can
Yeah,
be-
of course they're gonna have an online
The right number,
presence.
anything's for sale, generally speaking,
Matching
but
and everything, so
you don't
they're
get close to that number ever,
planned, so I don't know where this will help.
Call back or
We'll go find out.
It would,
yeah.
I
So
guess
we're
it
just
would,
gonna do an upgrade and we're gonna do it over here. And
Yeah.
we make our.
I think that there would be some
Take these guys over here.
additional
Trucks and
advantage
shit out there,
too
put
for
a building, a
them
metal
too.
building out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So Pleasanton,
I'm disappointed.
yard is exactly the
Some of
Just
the
hope I
businesses in town, you think they'd be
smile
here to
too
learn?
much tonight again.
That makes sense.
Did
Because we
you,
could sell,
Did you get my voicemail
Yeah,
about
When you
the,
into the
charging
property out to a
station?
new building and.
I did.
Okay,
Yeah, I just need to tell Kip.
yeah, okay.
Because he was thinking about looking at how do you do it, and
Here you go.
you know the worst part about, once you mentioned that, it dawned on me, we had probably mentioned it at a meeting, and I, you know, so.
Yeah, no big deal, cause I think when Angie presented that, we talked about
Well, the one in
Can we do
Modesto
it
has one out there at the club. I've been to.
downtown instead of here. And
Yeah.
so it was moved, because we have power right there at Main Street, so, in that, near that parking lot, so we moved it there.
Well, you're hoping that combined with
We have and they
what
have.
Butler's Pantry wants to do, and what Kip wants to do, and hopefully the resurgence of the
Yeah, I
VI,
mean-
and then what Larry wants to do, and,
What is up with KIP anyway? It seems like they've been doing stuff for a long time,
I just
but
like to blow the fucker up completely.
well, okay, they're,
And I'd like to have.
I think he's doing it all on his own.
Full-time building.
Not only there, and I guess they've leased out Nell's old place too.
oh, really?
But it's gonna be a minimal amount of work they're gonna have to do in there, so I don't know,
Contests out there all
I
the
mean, I
time.
don't see why he wouldn't be
Well,
getting his,
that's actually a great addition to that building.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
And what were they doing?
There's not
Salon?
much there.
They're gonna do a
Basically,
salon, like a higher end salon, you know, so. Then you got that, and hopefully if Butler's does their restaurant next door, and,
The only thing I think your biggest
you
stumbling
know,
block is the sound.
the
Yeah.
whole area resurge again, so it'll be good.
Yeah, you're going. Okay, you guys ready? How do you wanna do this? Call it together and
Yeah, just call it to order and then we can,
roll call or no?
No roll call
Okay.
tonight.
And where's the information we're gonna have tonight?
This isn't part of the regular.
No, this is not part of the regular
It's a
meeting.
little-
This is via electronic mail, blah, 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 post. So we're gonna,
This is this stuff.
This is just our city
This is
council
just this stuff.
workshop. It's a
Okay.
city council workshop, and we're gonna have a presentation from Chamber Nation. A
From the
presen-
chamber?
From Chamber Nation.
Got it, I'm ready to go. Like to call our meeting to order. This is a workshop, we're not gonna go through the other gee, I can't talk tonight. Formalities, and we have, this evening, we have a gentleman with us from Chamber Nation, Mr. Scully, I believe it is. And he will be giving us a presentation. Please approach the podium, and you're welcome, start when you're ready.
All right, well, thank you all for allowing me this opportunity, and thanks, Ed, for listening to me.
Not a problem.
Let's see if we can get you down and present, so, I'm looking at your Escalon sign, and you see it's a beautiful logo, and it's a great look. And I drove around your town, and you have a lot of businesses, you also have businesses that are closed, but you have a lot of businesses in the downtown and the region. And in today's world, it's really important that Escalon be online. And I'm not talking about a website, I'm not talking about that type of thing, I'm talking about actually building a community of products and services. And unfortunately, in this day and age, people are so busy running their businesses that if you put in a system and you put a big login button, maybe 12 foot by 12 foot, it's very hard to get businesses to log in and contribute that kind of data. So we've worked for a number of years trying to get over this issue because we provide infrastructure to hundreds of communities throughout the country. We're also in Europe. And we've learned how to crack the code to start really getting more and more businesses engaged and built out. This really got started. I was at my son's house Christmas, and the question was, I just said, hey, where can I go to check out Escalon? What do you mean? And I proceeded to look, and I didn't do it. I did it just because I wanted to learn about Escalon. And I found Wikipedia, and I found the city's website, and everything looked really nice, but the businesses and business community weren't centralized. We also look at things as two downtowns.
I'm gonna point this a little bit to you, make sure I'm
Oh, okay.
there too.
Two downtowns where, you're looking to promote your physical downtown. Everybody is. But if you think about it, the best way to promote a physical downtown is to actually have an online downtown. The other thing to think about, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but in most communities, newspapers don't have the subscriber levels that they used to have, and local radio doesn't have the listener levels that they used to have. So if you think about where does a business owner go today to advertise their products and services, coupons and all things like that, in many cases, it's not really there anymore. It's really changing. So traditionally, inside of Chambers of Commerce, we put in our whole entire operating system, which is rather extensive, and then we add this component to it so that we can take their membership management system, in your case it would be business management system, and extend it from a database to a complete business infrastructure for promoting the community and every business as a whole. So when you actually end up putting everything together, you have a very powerful network that's indexed very, very well. And then to prove it, because if it's an economic development program, there's a lot of things out there that kind of talk this, but it's really important to have detailed reports that are community-wide so that people can actually dive into the details and see exactly how it's performing. And that's exactly how this program works. So I have quite a bit of information to share with you, and I appreciate it if you ask any questions you like along the way. I did put all the information I'm going to be presenting to you today. I have it at agenda.document.town. So any of your listeners or anybody here that would like to come back to this later, you certainly can. Just a little background, I'm the CEO of Chamber Nation. We started the company in 2005, building infrastructure to automate chambers of commerce. currently support hundreds of communities throughout the country. And if we take that last map that was shot in September of last year and compare it to this live map, you can see that we've grown quite a bit since then. And a lot of it has to do with businesses and communities really realizing that they do need a network, because a network is really like a logo. It's out there, it's to present a community. And on the online side of it, most communities it's completely missing. Our mission is really simple. Amazon is all centralized, so why not your own community? And that's our mission. Our mission is to help communities do that efficiently. And since we don't depend on businesses to log in order to get everything started and built out, we actually do that work for the businesses, and then it becomes more or less like a flywheel, because every month they start getting these reports emailed to them, or they can get them from their electronic dashboard anytime they want to, and they start realizing that, hey, this is a pretty good system. Maybe I should log in here and dig in a little bit. And when they see their beautiful advertising dashboard that's provided by the city, they're more inclined to start using it, because they can see, number one, it's easy, and number two, they can see the results coming from the network. So our marketplaces are also beautiful, and 80% of your businesses, I know the 80-20 rule, but it stands up pretty good, are not retailers. So we had to build this with that in mind, so that the vast majority, even professional services, contractors, doctors, lawyers, dentists, whatever it might be, veterinarians, they'll find a purpose and an angle for this infrastructure to help expand their message and get out to the community. So, but there is 20% or so that are retailers. We wanted to make sure that the communities could serve them quite well. So there's an ability in there to make a switch, and when you flip the switch, it actually turns into a retail system, and it's commission-free infrastructure with a checkout system that allows people to add the card, and check out. But when they check out, no money changes hands. What it does is it packages the order, it sends it to, emails it to the seller, it sends an order request receipt to the buyer, because a lot of community businesses don't have the time to manage inventory, so it gives them a chance to make sure they have it in stock, and then they can call the person and say, your order is in stock, and come down and pick it up, pay over the phone, pay will be here. They utilize the infrastructure they already have for collecting money. And another good thing is we don't get involved in the monetary transactions, so the city or us don't get involved in fees and things like that. There's a return in fee. So why does it work? Well, first of all, I think it's important to realize that since we serve, 6 figures of members across the country, we're helping the chambers of commerce and other membership organizations to please their members. So we've learned how to roll the red carpet out and do a really good job in taking care of the businesses. And the amount of money that's invested in our program is exceptionally low. I think if you look into any of the details, you would be surprised. But that's because the organizations that we work with typically don't have a lot of money for this type of effort. So we knew that it had to be a very efficient infrastructure that we could build a team around and get a lot of leverage. Like you're going to see in here what's provided to the businesses. It is very automated, so it's not like we have to go build the catalog and then go build the mobile app and then go build the texting engine. We don't have to build these things separately. One infrastructure, type it in, put it in, and it feeds out to all of the different tools. We have great people in our support center. We do handle the business onboarding, and we do provide an advertising dashboard to all of your business community owners or business owners, and we provide ongoing support. So there's an 855 add members, there's an 844 it's done, and we actually answer our phone and we answer tickets. We're very proud of that. We do a good job, and we have plenty of testimonials. So if I continue down, these are the program links, and on the screen I had earlier the economic development screen. I won't go through this whole economic development site, but the point here is that we believe economic development really has a lot to do with online work today. That's very, very important, because that's how people are looking for just about everything. And when people choose your community, and then that launches you into a particular city. And then from that particular location, from that particular link, that's what the city can use for that particular, for your community, and then they don't even have to go back to the main site. But I want to show you what this looks like. So we go down here, this is the Community Welcome Center. There's different options for being turned on or turned off. All of the support is included for all the options, so it doesn't cost you more to have this turned on or that turned off. It's just all included. So as you can see, and I'll show you a live version. So this would be something that could be linked to the city's website as the community marketplace. And we have I explained to Tammy that our infrastructure is very robust. We have syndicated calendar systems so that you can have multiple organizations can have their own calendar that automatically rolls up into the city of Escalon's calendar. So for one calendar for everything, or you can go into the different calendars. We also have a complete broadcast messaging system, all drag and drop with the constant contact for MailChimp, that it's all built in. And it would communicate easily out to all of the business. This would be considered, I guess, your business database. And then this is the list on local community advertising. This is just showing another way to promote the infrastructure in your community with different types of carousel sliders and embed code. And then down below, these are tourist photos. So anybody in your community that is attracting bed and breakfast, restaurants, anything like that, that's trying to attract tourism, there's a tourist booth that they're able to activate and contribute photography to, and then that kind of helps automate and promote your tourist section of your marketplace. And then we have also your own virtual booth. So if you ever want, if there's anybody in the community that wants to really promote a business expo, all of your businesses have their own business expo booth. They can also use this like a doorbell for people that want to request an online meeting with them. So they can come in through the marketplace, click on it, and if there's not an online meeting already scheduled, which in most cases there would not be, then there's a button for them to click in order to give them instructions on how to request to have an online meeting right away. So that's providing a very valuable tool. And all of these tools that are built out for the businesses are all aggregated together, but they also stand separately so that they can connect it to their website and use it as an extension to their current website. We're not building websites, we're building community systems that have a focus on products and services, so it can be used in a lot of different ways. This is the Open for Business directory, so your city directory will be really beautiful. And remember, since we're responsible for doing the onboarding, it looks terrific. You're not going to end up a year from now going, well, it sounded good at the time, but it really never worked. We really do a great job getting these set up so that you have a lot to share. And you can see from the directory itself, you can see that it connects to their business website. It has a built-in contact form, a Google Map location of their business, and the marketing landing page is something that's built into the directory. That's a whole nother component of this, but that's designed to really help the community index. So there's two infrastructures being provided. One of them is a business management system, and from Google Bing's point of view, it looks just like a business association. So typically they index very well. The directory has complete member profiles built into it, or business profiles built into the directory. So that helps it, the association, quote unquote, system index very, very well. And that helps drive even more traffic into the marketplace. So we're leveraging two networks to help make sure this works. And then this is the marketing landing page here on the left. We're actually doing a major upgrade on these. But this is connected into the business directory for Escalon. And then from there, it connects into each business catalog. And then from there, it goes into each individual product and or service. So community mobile apps, this is very important. The community is provided with a business app. So Escalon to 72727 is probably where it would be at. And when people text Escalon to 72727, doesn't work now, of course, that would deliver the community app. And that community app has your events on it. It has all of your businesses in there. And from that app, they can get to all the individual business apps, because each business will also have their own mobile app. And these are mobile web apps, so they're designed to be also indexed. And it provides you with a complete mobile experience for your business community. And once again, since we're doing the setup and the onboarding, these are going to be populated and they're going to look very nice. So, and then you have your electronic business card. That is the mobile app. It's an actual picture, but the reason we call it that is because each business can have their own texting keyword and number included. And when that's advertised, because it's built into everything, and somebody does that action, it will actually send a text message to your business owner letting them know that this person is opted into their catalog. And they can text them back, or they could literally call them and say, I'm the owner of Escalon Landscaping. I appreciate your interest in my business. I'm the owner. Feel free to text me back with any questions, or if you'd like me to set up a time to meet with you. So it is an electronic business card, and once again, it's designed to help promote each individual business, but as a whole, it's helping Escalon, as a group. So exposure is critical, and there's a lot of talk about SEO, but the thing is that there is no SEO if products and services aren't documented. I mean, there's nothing to SEO. So the point is, we really focus on documentation and building everything out so that many more things can be indexed successfully in Escalon. So the bottom here, this is a monthly ROI report, and this is emailed to each business every month that would come from the city and would let them know how the system performed for the previous month. And there is a way for them to do date ranges so they can look over a particular period of time. And like I said before, I think the most important benefit of all is it's actually done for them, and the support is continually supported, so they have ongoing support, and we never sell your businesses anything ever. That's just completely off the plate. When you put this infrastructure in, we're beholden to you in providing outstanding service to your businesses, and that's exactly what we do. So going back to my page here, I wanted to take you through, this is a documentation team. This is the support center for the businesses. This is where they go to request support. Once again, it shows them that all the support and the promotion is included. We have a member support tab at the top, and we have 3 different ways that they can connect with us because we want to support them. We're not running away from your business community. We intend and want to support them, so they can submit a ticket. They can call us during normal business hours. And at the bottom, they can even set up a Zoom meeting where our member assistants will work with them, do a screen share, and answer their questions and make any changes that they might request. Included services, of course, the documentation assistant, the display management system, the commission-free checkout, and then over here, which I can't see, trade show booths. And then also we have the mobile web apps, the custom texting keywords, and also the return on investment reports. So if we go into a couple of live sites here. Now I chose Fulshire Katy. This is the fastest growing chamber in Texas. They've added like 300 members in the past 20 months, and they give us credit for helping them a lot. I'm sure we didn't do the majority of it. And this is also the type of sites that we deliver as well. You would also have a beautiful site for your marketplace. But if we click here, enter the Welcome Center, this is how it looks. And you can see here that the community website would go back to the city's website. Search services, this will bring up all of the businesses in the community. And these are our sponsors, by the way. So these these spots are available. And if you're the city and you're not looking to commercialize it like that, then you could use it for parks and recreation. You can use it for all different types of things that you would want to promote from the city. Also, you can see here, these are the businesses here. And for whatever reason, I'll open up this one. And you can see this is the Aussie Pet Mobile in Katy, Texas. And you can see this is an example of a catalog. And then you can go into the items, the products or services here. Also, if you notice, we do have the Mobileye ADA compliance component built into all of these pages. So that's there right out the gate. And then also here, if we go back, you can see here we can actually run, there's texting directories too. So the texting directory, this will actually show you the different businesses, and you could go by category as well. So if we just go to accounting, for instance, you can see here the texting keywords and numbers. And that texting keyword and number is what delivers that mobile application directly to that business. And if the mobile is set up, which most of them are, they'll be notified of that person that requested that mobile application. So also here, if we go back to the Welcome Center, you can see the advertising reports. And these are real-time advertising reports, and you can choose the duration. This is 1 year. And as we go down, you can see these are the businesses in alphabetical order. And you can see that the display views and the display clicks, we really want to pay attention to the click-throughs. And the reason that you might see more display clicks than you would see display views is because this member could very well be promoting their texting keywords and numbers. So it never had to be shown on the internet. It was just directly delivered to that person. So it was not exposed on Google or Bing. And to me, that's a good sign when you see that. And then if we go down to the bottom here, I can go to page 21 here, not that that really matters, but you'll notice here that you have your numbers, and you can see that the way that the calculations work is you have 25,186 on the conservative number. That's the advertising value delivered to the businesses. And if you look at the last two bullets, when we were building this, we created something called the Chamber Collaborative, and I had a lot of chamber execs involved in the design of this. And some of them wanted an ultra-conservative number, but if you buy a Google or a Bing or a LinkedIn advertising, it's costing you at least $1.50 per human click-through, not an exposure, but per human click-through. So that last column is the real number, in our opinion, of the value of that advertising. And we're not calculating just the views, meaning that that could have been presented on Google's page 10 and no one ever really saw it. We really are calculating that only on clicks, and that's it. So I think you probably get the gist of what it is that we're doing. There is another one here that I have as an example. This is the Pleasant Grove Linden Chamber in Utah. And just to give you a clue as to the quality of the sites that we deliver. And you can see here that they're quite nice. And you can see these sliders are actually coming from a different version of our directory. And then this here is the catalogs again. I think I have one more here. Let's go here. So here's an example of a directory and the different categories. So there's a lot of ways to present this information, and it would deliver a lot of value, I believe, to the city of Escalon, and your businesses would appreciate something where every month they're getting reports, and in my opinion, it's reminding the businesses also the city of Escalon is paying attention to them and reminding them every month that we're we're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and we continue to help promote your businesses. And that's the real value of what we're doing.
Mr. Scully, just to be clear on this, I'm trying to understand exactly how this works. So your organization basically mentors us how to set up this environment. Is it connected to the city?
Yeah, but I would like to tell you that we do the vast majority of the work to get everything set up. We
Okay,
do,
so you'll do the majority of the work to set it up, but it is connected to the city?
yes.
Okay,
And-
so the city is now having this website and all these different amenities on the website to promote other businesses in our community to join in and take advantage of them to improve their productivity. Is that kind of where we're going?
Yeah, and I also believe for relocation purposes, when you're meeting with industry or businesses, that it lends a lot to how the city is thinking and organizing its business
So
community.
the
and-
resources extend into maybe funding banks and stuff like that as well? I mean, would we be able to go on this and find, for example, funding sources for different projects as businesses, not as a city, but as businesses? Say-
No.
No.
No, well, if you had them locally, yes,
Say
but
again, please?
if you had those facilities locally and they're documented, you could pull them out of the marketplace.
But-
But this is all about your community and your businesses.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay.
it's not about us advertising in your community. Our job is to make sure that this is your advertising community. There's no weird things going on. There's nobody
What I was
sucking-
wondering was, you have all these services, but my question was like, when you say services, but these services have to be fulfilled within our community, the resources. Is that correct?
Your business community is what is built into the marketplace, your existing business community, and we're doing that work.
I get that. So, for example, let's suppose I want to start a new business, but I don't have enough money, but I have a great business plan, and I'd like to submit it to somebody for funding. That's not something you
No.
do. What you do is you take the local environment and you'll post, it'll be involved in this network, and the resources that we have will be in this setup.
Yes, you'll have a place for Escalon to be centralized online.
How does this thing make money?
Well, it doesn't cost a lot of money.
Okay.
It costs $25 per business one time to be set up,
That's pretty reasonable.
and it costs $2.50 a business a month. And when you go over 250, then there's a 25% discount on the monthly that brings it down to around $1.88 per business per month. So there's nothing like it anywhere that's even
So
close to this
The
in price.
250 number you're referring to is members that join?
Yes,
Okay,
and
so-
we have a minimum of 100, so in the month-to-month service agreement that I provided to Tammy, it shows a minimum of 100 to get
Okay.
it built. That's $2,500 setup, $250 per month for the first 100 businesses. After that, you can set that amount to anything you want.
Who collects the money?
Your system does automatically. It's connected to a merchant account that's owned by the city.
So the city collects the money and they pay this?
We provide you with one invoice.
Oh, I get it. And that's a monthly invoice?
Yes.
I get it.
And our
Okay.
agreements are month to month also.
Okay, so what I see now is we have this webpage with a network on it to facilitate businesses as a chamber environment, and the city is the facilitator in terms of the page and all that. You're the consultant which charges the city for the setup and all the organization and the monthly updates.
That's correct. And
That's where we're
ongoing
at?
support, that's exactly what we do.
I just
So
want to
we-
get it clear in my head.
Well, first of all, you don't have to create a support center for your online services. We're that support center.
Okay, what is it when you say support center, what is it you're supporting? How do you support us?
The business will call us and say, I don't have any photography, where can I get photos? We'll tell them that we have a corporate license with Adobe. If they want to go to Adobe and pick out an image, because we're not selling it to them, pick out an image and we can use that image in their displays.
Okay,
They have questions about, I'm using landscaper again. We got a new service putting in waterfalls, and I want to put all these different waterfalls in my catalog. How do I do that? Because the
okay, I
first
see what
time,
goes on. Okay,
So
it's,
they help the businesses with their apps and their
I
website.
get it. Okay, well, Tim, you've had time to review it. What do you think?
So, it's intriguing. I think it would be good for our business community. I think the hiccup will be, whether the city would pay for those startups or not.
Well, I thought the new membership paid for that.
So that's something that we would need to decide.
So what
whether-
would be the cost initially to start it? What's the bottom?
So with their minimum, the initial startup would, in essence, well, it's $2,500 for
Right.
the 100 businesses.
That includes 100.
Yeah, for 100 businesses to start up. And then your annual fees for those 100 businesses would be $3,000.
Annual fee, because it's $2,
$2.50 per
So it
business
works out
per
to
month.
$3,000 a year.
Mm-hmm,
So
yeah.
what we need is at least a minimum base of 100 businesses.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing, I think that's where you're gonna have to, I think the city would have to support this initially in order to get it up and running, because I think some of them would have to see others' experience in this program. That's my thought process on
I
it.
can see the advantages of it. I can see that where it could be helping businesses. The question is, do we have 100 businesses that would agree? And now, one thing I wish Pat Brown would have been here this evening. She's not.
Unless she happens to be online.
I don't know if she is or not.
I don't see anything that says her name, but,
Okay. This is being recorded, yes or no?
correct.
Well, good. She can go back and review it.
Yes, I did email.
Pat Brown is the head of the chamber, by the way, Mr. Scully.
Yeah.
That's why I brought the name up. I think the potential's there. I think we should talk to Pat, and then, maybe with you two sitting down and figure out if it's something we can do. And the council, is the council involved in determining whether we are or not gonna do this?
Well, yeah, because you guys would have to authorize the funding of it.
Okay, but the funding should come from the first 100 businesses, correct?
Well, that's the decision we would have to make.
So what
Do
was,
we wanna kickstart this program and get it out there for these businesses to help them kickstart their businesses?
expanding their businesses, a lot of
You
them.
know, and then, maybe for the first 2 or 3 years, the city supports that, right?
Yeah.
And the city does that. Then after 3 years, maybe it's something that we incorporate into our business license fee.
Oh, good idea.
And
Good
then
idea.
you don't have to, but of course, that would be another cost added to your business license fee, but
But there's
it's
a
an
going-
advertising mechanism for your businesses. And when you make that a central, web page for all your businesses, it only can, assist in drawing people to those businesses. And we could limit it to only businesses in town, so you wouldn't be advertising for businesses outside of town. You would only be advertising for businesses that have business license here in the city.
I think, it has great potential, and my only, question is, where would the funding come from? Do we have a, funding source or revenue that would be categorized in this area?
We don't. The only thing is that I think, and I haven't confirmed this yet, but with the recent monies that are coming to the cities from the whole pandemic, I think out of some of those recovery funds that we
Great idea.
could use this
Good idea.
to help jumpstart it, because this is an economic,
I like it.
mechanism, so.
I like the idea about on the business license, and for me personally, I don't think our business licenses are outrageous. I think they're very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think was it $2.50 a month?
$30 a year.
$30
Yeah,
a year
$30
is
a
really
year.
not, again, I'm speaking for myself. I'm
Sure.
not speaking for anyone else. For
Right.
me personally, that's no problem.
So the other side of that is, when if the city does this and we host it, right? If you have a business that doesn't renew their license, which, you have the opportunity, then you could technically shut off their app where,
Well, if they didn't renew their license, they wouldn't be entitled to it.
right,
That's like any service. You don't pay for it, you don't get to have it.
correct, yes.
You know what, I don't mind that, I don't think it's unreasonable, again, personally, I
Mm-hmm.
can't speak for anyone else, but personally, I like everything about it, and I think the fact that you could, expand your business with this type of technology today it'd be a good thing. I'll tell you, a lot more people would recognize who has a business in town. Because to be honest with you, you can go on the street and ask, and I'll bet you money, there's not probably 10 people in this town could name 15 businesses.
Well, I think the other avenue that it opens up is maybe some of your service businesses that people don't think about. Okay, so, you know, like we had, tax preparers in town or
Bingo.
CPAs in
Good
town.
point.
You know, they don't broadcast a lot of advertisement, but maybe with this avenue, they could. I think that there could be other types of services that don't usually do advertising, that this is an advertising tool and an access point. We see on Facebook all the time, people asking for
Residents, I've
recommendations,
seen that
right?
as well.
So all it takes is somebody to say, hey, go to this, you know, website, and you can find all the businesses in town. You can search by category and, you know, and it's gonna take a while to build up that,
Everything
you know,
does.
catalog. So I, you know, would just caution, obviously, it's not gonna be an immediate, well, I don't know. It could be an immediate return depending upon the response that you get from businesses.
We could also link it to our bulletin board over there and put it up there for people to see
Yeah,
too.
so in some of our discussions, the other gentleman that we were working with, Ronald.
Way.
Yeah, he had also mentioned, like, you could have it flash up there, where it's, you text Escalon to the 72727.
You're right.
Yeah,
And
and
they
then
can sign
it
up.
brings them to the city's, you
Webpage.
know, yeah, marketplace, so they can search for all those services.
like it.
You know, looking for a place to eat, text Escalon, blah, blah, blah. So, that's the concept of the program.
Let's hear from other council members. Councilman Bellinger, what do you think?
I'm interested in it. I'm a little concerned that we have nobody from the chamber here and no businesses that knew about this meeting are here.
There's some online. I
Are there?
did see
Okay.
a few names
I'm a little
online.
concerned about the participation for this meeting.
Well,
I think
it's-
we need to do a little more investigation with our businesses in
Well, I
town.
did send an email out to all businesses
kinda-
that I had
I got
email
one.
contacts for, yeah.
Well,
I'd like to see a little more response from our community
Yeah, wouldn't
before we
I?
jump onto this. But,
We
I'm very intrigued by it.
also
I think
did
it's
it,
interesting.
we also advertised it on Facebook. And I think that it was in the Escalon Times also, because I know I had mentioned it to Marge.
well, I'm not sure how tech savvy a lot of these people are, but I can tell you right now, I see the potential. And I think it could be a very good thing if it was promoted properly and people were taught how to use it, because it's not really that complicated. I'm not a computer genius, and I can see where I could do it. Councilman Swift, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, to bounce off, Councilmember Bellinger's point, regarding the businesses in town, this result doesn't surprise me, and I'll tell you why, because a lot of them, they're working their tail off.
That's right.
And one thing that's really, a good way to describe a lot of Escalon businesses, that they're working so darn hard, they never have a chance to look up to see what advantages they can take advantage that are out there to improve their business, so they're working smarter instead of harder. And so there might be some value to this there. Also, the thing regarding our chamber is businesses will often ask, what are we getting for that chamber membership? Which they'll ask for this as well. The advantage here is that you're not talking about $90, $120, you're talking about
$30.
The big thing I'm wondering about is two things. Number one, it sounds very attractive that a business, like a retail business, can have an actual little marketplace, and you have a shopping cart. And where do they actually, reiterate where they get the payment? They can click on the shopping cart?
For the shopping cart?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way it works is that when they activate that from professional services to retail, they add price, they can now add pricing. And when people add to cart, it sends a formal notification to the business owner here that you have an order. It also goes into the order dashboard within the system. If they are logged in, they can see it live. And it gives them, and it sends the buyer an email receipt request, order request receipt.
Okay.
And it says, this is what you wanted to order. We sent it, here's the contact information of the business, and so you can contact them easily. And the business owner gets the order, and it instructs them to please see if they have it in stock and to contact the buyer. And they call them up, say, I have your order ready. Do you want to pay over the phone, or did you want to pay when you
okay.
come down for curbside pickup or whatever it might be?
So for some of our businesses
And
in
there's no
town,
commission.
I'm sorry?
There's no commission.
Okay, oh, that's beautiful, because for some of our businesses in town, they're pretty tech savvy already, and that's part of the reason they've survived and actually thrived through COVID. So they may use this as an additional source, but regarding a lot of the other businesses that, again, they've got their heads down, they're working their tails off, whose responsibility is it to contact those businesses, especially the first 100 businesses? Who's gonna be
But
doing
we
all the
do-
legwork?
when we first started this, this is version 2, a major upgrade about 4 months ago, major upgrade. But when we started the service, we had all intention of contacting every business over the phone. Nobody answered their phones, right? Nobody.
Surprise.
Okay, so what we did is we went to Plan 2, and that was to research their business on the internet, everything that's associated specifically with the business, use the best content to build this out. Then what happens is there's a notification in the database that said, this business has been completed. Click here to view it, you're able to see it. Most of the time you'll think it's really nice. And then you click a button that sends an onboarding notification to that business, and it gives them a button to click to connect with their member assistant, to make any changes, to do anything they want to do on an ongoing basis. We continue to support them, and that's it. They also can use their login credentials if they want to go right in and work in their dashboard.
So that initial legwork, you
We
will.
do all that.
You'll
We
do
set-
all that.
Now,
Yeah,
if there is absolutely nothing, maybe it's a new business, home-based business, and there's absolutely nothing. We have a form that's called Premium Entrance, and it's premiumentrance.com. We actually send that to them. We'll even call in some cases and let them know that we're setting their listing up with the city of Escalon, and we just needed this information in order to get you set up. So those that really don't have resources and they need something, they can use this to their benefit too.
Okay, yeah, because I really see us footing the bill for the first year or two.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
just every incentive in the world to get some of them to
Well,
look up and
I want some
see
more
what we can do.
more discussion in terms of how we started, but anyway, Pro Tem Laduro, what do you got?
So this to me is the modern version of the Shop Escalon promotions that we've seen over our lifetimes here. You know, we've seen the signs, and we've, always tried to promote businesses in Escalon, and from time to time, there would be a chamber action to try and see that through. So I think this is the modern version of that. Regardless of buy-in from the businesses, I see a public benefit by the city advertising businesses that could potentially generate revenues for the city, whether they pay for it or not. So I think there is a benefit if we were to go forward to see how it would work on the city's dime initially. I would expect that there'd be some partnership over time with businesses that see some sort of a benefit from it. And then we could transition over time into having the fees transferred over to them as part of their business license. I would imagine some businesses might want to opt out, or there might be a time frame on this that we could give it a go, and if it doesn't work, then shut it down. So
If I might add, may I add one thing? If you ask a business, would you like a mobile application? Would you like your own custom texting keyword? Would you like a beautiful product and services catalog that you can add onto your website with just one button? And also, would you like to start receiving links from the city's website back to your existing website? Heck yeah, that's a very valuable, trusted property is the city. So those link backs back to the businesses is very valuable.
And I like spreading the cost around too. It gives them a low-cost entry into that
Well,
market.
if you mentioned the word partnership, so I'd like to just show you one thing here real quick. And by the way, this business license check is a whole different discussion. But when you have our database and you connect our all business search engine, you can actually see the ones that have business licenses, because you're not going to allow any businesses in your system without them. So what happens is the search engine brings up all the businesses in Escalon, and the ones with business licenses are at the top with indicators, and the rest of them may not have a license. So that's a potential too. But what I wanted to show you is, this
Wait a
is
minute,
called,
Mr. Scully, how would they be, there shouldn't be any businesses on this network that isn't,
Right.
have a city business.
there won't, no, this is a separate, tool.
The only thing I would say, though.
I'm gonna show
Kevin,
you.
you brought up the idea of adding to the cost of the business license. What I would suggest is a person could have the option of not being involved with this and still get a business license, but yet could not be on the system. Because I don't think we should be able to force people into something like that. I don't think that's the way we want to do this. I don't think that's a great idea.
I
Although
think we would have to evaluate as the time went
Sure.
along, because if you have 100 I mean, the city would have to pay for, if we did the trial phase of the 2 to 3 years, then the city would be on the hook going forward if we didn't get 100 businesses.
Yeah.
Right,
So that would just be something we would have to understand.
right. But I don't think we have the right to eliminate people from business license because they don't want to be part of this, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, but at the same time, they don't have a right to the service either. So in other words, there'd be business license people in our community that can't be on here, where other ones willing to pay the extra fee to be there. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to let you know that if there is a partnership potential with the city, there's space for 3 additional sponsor locations on all of these pages. So if you think about a business getting, 5,000 click-throughs, that sponsor was on every single one of those pages. It doesn't mean they got a click-through, but it means that their impressions thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So if you have 3 other companies in the city that are looking to support economic development and growth, they could easily split up the cost and take the credit for providing these awesome tools to the business community.
I think the best sales for this is success from those who join and are successful with it. I think given a year's trial or whatever we decide to do it's gonna be enough that people can see the benefit from it. Because if you use it, there's definitely gonna be a benefit from it. I can see that now. Especially when people are trying to network, it's a great tool for networking.
Also, if you have advertised or a text this, send a text to this number,
Yeah.
and you get a list of places for traffic that's flowing through town,
Yeah, I think that Escalon to 72727 in a predominant location would tell the business community that, hey, my app's right here, I can see it myself, this is awesome. Plus,
Yes.
they all have their own texting keyword and number, so they don't have to depend on people going to that app in order to get to their app.
I like it.
What's the closest town to this area that you service?
What's that?
Closest town or a couple of cities in this area that you service?
Rancho Cordova
Okay.
and Fair Oaks Chamber is moving to a virtual model, and they're going with this platform.
Well, so Tammy, what is this?
Rancho Cordova, Diane is her name.
And is that the chamber that there?
Rancho
that-
Cordova Chamber.
Tammy?
They have ranchocordova.org, and they're using the platform in there.
Okay. What do you need from us this evening?
So tonight was just to present it to the council, and then if we want to do any additional workshops on it and see if we can get more of the business community input on this, we can schedule that, or we can bring it back to the council to make some kind of direction on this,
In the
whichever you
next-
choose.
Tonight's meeting or next meeting or?
It
what?
would have to be a future meeting.
Okay, so at this point, we're pretty much where we can go.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you have
good.
do you have any other cities that are more of the size of Escalon that you have on board that we can take a look possibly?
Well,
Whether in
one
this
being-
area or other states or anything like that?
Good idea.
One being built, first of all, going to the cities is new for us. We have gone to chambers of commerce. Talking to Tammy, she liked the concept, and Ed Alves, which is, I was introduced to, spoke to him over the phone, and he said that he would bring it to you and see if it would be okay to come in. But Solvang, Santa Ynez, now that was technically sold to the chamber, but the city has now come in and said they want to put the Open for Business program in for everybody. And I will tell you, the same thing occurred recently in Wickenburg, Arizona, where I was just told that actually today, the 5th, that the city was gonna be paying for the Open for Business program for a whole other set of businesses that weren't members. So they must have worked something out, because I couldn't imagine a chamber, literally wanting that to happen, but they did that. And you mentioned workshops, classes. We have classes often. This is one of our classes here that your businesses can sign up for. And Kimberly Vaughn, which actually lives in the Central Valley, she's the founder, somebody here might know her, founder of Successful Women of America and International Wedding Festival. She's purchased like 6 of our systems and built really successful communities. So I asked her if we could hire her to do the training, and she's very motivational and can really show the business community, this is how you want to structure your ads, this is how you want to promote it. And we pay for those webinars for everybody to attend at no charge.
Mr. Scully, I want to take about 5 minutes and let anybody out in either on the internet or here personally have input if they'd like to. And then I'm going to shut you off because I like a little break between the next meeting and this one. So if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask to Mr. Scully, please let us know. You can come to the podium and ask your question if you like. If there's anyone on the internet that'd like to speak about this, you're welcome to at any time. So if I don't hear from anyone, we're gonna move on to, well, you're more than welcome to. And then after this goes off for a couple minutes, and we're gonna shut it down by 5 till, because I want a 5-minute break.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
He mentioned Google in here, and we know how lately woke Google and all those others are. Should a business put something out there that Google doesn't like, would Google shut them down? That's my question.
Okay, well, it's possible. All right. Well, hold off, Mr. Scully. Let's get all this, and then you can answer all the questions if there's any more. Is there anyone else like to say anything? How do we ask on the internet? Just ask like?
Oh, yeah. Anybody on the go-to meeting would like to say anything, please unmute yourself.
Okay, I don't see somebody breaking any doors down, so.
No, I'm not seeing any
Scully,
questions.
if you'd like to respond to that, you're welcome to.
I'm assuming Google could shut anybody down they wanted to.
Bingo.
You still have a website, but you just wouldn't be indexed.
Right.
I've not experienced anything like that personally.
Okay, I don't think there's gonna be hostile people putting, it's possible, anything's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. Okay, well, listen, I wanna thank you for the time you've taken to give us. I think it's been informative. I think the council has learned a lot from you, and I think the staff is, interested. And I think we're gonna bring it back to one of our meetings, and we'll make a call on it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your help, Tammy.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, Richard.
All right, we're gonna adjourn for a few minutes till the next meeting.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
You're welcome. I need a break. So exhausted.